Bubba Wallace is a hero for NASCAR, and we'll explain why later. Before the Geico 500 on Monday at Talladega Superspeedway, there have been rumors of a noose found in the garage stall of Bubba Wallace's number 43 car of Richard Petty Motorsports the night before. Wallace is the only black active driver in the Cup Series. It was to the point of the FBI ended up being involved. However, Bubba was not the target of a hate crime, according to the FBI, and the noose was there since October 2019. Drivers and their crews were there to help out Wallace, and his car were also pushed to the front of the grid. Almost everyone in the NASCAR community was there to support Wallace, from competitors to other pit crew members and more. Even his car owner, the king, Richard Petty himself, was there in support as well and put his hand on Wallace's back. Petty hadn't attended a race since NASCAR returned from the COVID-19 pandemic. Wallace's best friend, Ryan Blaney, who drives the 12 car for Team Penske, wound up winning the race, was also there to comfort Wallace before the race and gave him a big hug. Other drivers like Jimmy Johnson of Hendrick Motorsports, Ty Dillon of Germain Racing, and Tyler Reddick of Richard Childress Racing, and more, gave Bubba a gesture as well, and more. In a nice moment after the race, Wallace went up to the fans, especially the ones who wore Black Lives Matter shirts, and more. Here's what he had to say after the race, and more, to Jamie Little, courtesy of Fox Sports.
And Bubba got out of his car, grabbed a drink of water, and he sees some supporters up here in the stands. Of course, we got 5,000 fans here today. Bubba, I don't know if you can hear me, but what a day. NASCAR rallies around you. You got fans in the stands.
Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And Bubba, what a run for you today. Led the field. How do you describe just today, this moment?
This is probably the most badass moment right here. It's been tough. It's been hell. Really, I wouldn't say hell. It's just been hectic, you know, carrying his weight and carrying his burden. I wouldn't really say burden either. I'm proud to stand where I'm at and carry a new face. Look at this. First times right here from Atlanta. That is so cool. The sport is changing. The deal that happened yesterday, sorry I'm not wearing my mask, but I wanted to show whoever it was that you're not going to take away my smile. And I'm going to keep on going. I've been a part of this sport for a really long time. Still kind of a rookie, starting to figure this plate stuff out. We had a good race going today in our Victory Junction Chevrolet, but man, I know I should have won that damn race. We ran out of gas. Just the stars didn't align for us completely, but all in all, we won today. The pre-race deal. The pre-race deal was probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to witness in my life. From all the supporters, from drivers, from crew members, everybody here, the badass fan base. Thank you guys for coming out here. This is truly incredible, and I'm proud to be a part of this sport, Jamie. Like I said earlier, I got a long way to go, and we'll keep on trucking. Another top 15 for us. We'll take it, and we'll just go on to Pocono, right? Okay, Pocono. So, hey, I'm still smiling. Long week ahead of me, probably a couple weeks, probably a couple months. Courtney's going to lay some interviews on me, so I'll be ready for Pocono, though.
Thanks, Bubba. Well done.
Here's what NASCAR President Steve Phelps said about the investigation, during and after. Upon learning and seeing the news, our initial reaction was to protect our driver, Phelps said. We're living in a highly charged and emotional time. What we saw was a symbol of hate and was only present in one area of the garage, and that was of the 43 car of Bubba Wallace. In hindsight, I should have used the word, quote, alleged in our statement. As you can see from the photo, the noose was real, as was our concern for Bubba. With similar emotion, others across our industry and our media stood up to defend the NASCAR family, our NASCAR family, because they are part of the NASCAR family too. We are proud to see so many stand up for what's right. Phelps also mentioned what other steps NASCAR would take as a result of this. They include sensitivity and unconscious bias training for all members in the industry, additional thorough sweeps of the garage areas, and installation of cameras in all garages. Here's also more from Phelps. Our ultimate conclusion for this investigation is to ensure that this never happens again, that no one walks by a noose without recognizing the potential damage it can do. Phelps said, going forward, our efforts are best on making sure every competitor feels safe and every guest feels welcome. I would also like to reinforce that what we did at Talladega, what we did see at Talladega in pre-race on Monday, our drivers, crews, and officials proudly demonstrated that we are united in the belief that there is no place for racism in our sport. After what happened Sunday, NASCAR asked every track to sweep through every garage across the 1,684 stalls at 29 tracks. NASCAR found only 11 total of a pull-down rope and a knot and one noose. That noose was the 43 cars garage stall that was discovered on Sunday. Wallace has been a lot more vocal in the last couple of weeks fighting racial injustice, including the banning of the Confederate flag, which NASCAR ultimately did on June 10th. He even ran a Black Lives Matter paint scheme at Martinsville Speedway. Other drivers in the NASCAR rallied in the garage and showed support for Bubba before the Geico 500 at Talladega. Here's more from Phelps on Bubba. Bubba Wallace and the 43 team had nothing to do with this, Phelps said again today, Thursday. I want to thank Bubba and everyone at Richard Petty Motorsports. Specifically, I want to thank Bubba for his leadership over the past few weeks. Bubba has done nothing but represent this sport with courage, class, and dignity, and he stood for what he believes in. And all we need to do is to stand with him. I know I'm going to. Wise words there from Steve Phelps. And the thing is, though, like I said, Bubba Wallace is a hero for NASCAR. Why? Because of what he's done and what he's been able to do to step up like he has. I initially lost a lot of respect for him, Bubba, after what he did, pouring water on Alex Bowman after Bowman cooled out after a race, and then rage quitting in a video game to the point where the sponsor even fired him for rage quitting. And Wallace even tweeted, "Oh, it was just a video game. Who cares? Ha ha ha." And to the point where that even happened, and I lost a lot of respect for him over those two instances. But I've regained it all back and more. For him stepping up like this, putting himself on the line like that, definitely never expected him to do that. And he said, like in an interview, what happened with Ahmaud Arbery, when he saw the video of the shooting of him in Atlanta by a cop, of course, a white cop. And he said he needed to be more vocal, and he has been as a result. Calling, like I said, for NASCAR to ban the Confederate flag, how people don't want to feel uncomfortable going to races. He said, like he's had people tell him, "Oh, that flag is uncomfortable," and he feels like, oh, the NASCAR should be more welcoming for anybody to come in. And he even mentioned that, oh, NASCAR doesn't want to take away, like fans, they don't want you to leave. They just want to bring in more people. They want to bring in everybody. Everybody should feel welcome. They're not telling you to leave. And he even said, oh, those with the Confederate flag, oh, they're not saying you can go away. Just try to fly it up, like just not go at the track. And I agree with him for doing that. And they ended up doing that on June 10th. And kudos to him for that. Shout out to Bubba Wallace and NASCAR for doing the right thing. And the thing is, though, he has put himself on the line like that, which seemed concerning with that noose fiasco as well. And to the point now where he has to have, when NASCAR hired 2 police officers to be a security as a result of protection, which makes sense since he's been called, definitely been outspoken lately. And as a result, he even had a lot of haters on social media and everything like that. He even said, like after the noose incident, that also, his mother said, they're just trying to scare you. But as a result, he's been very vocal, and a lot of drivers have been able to step up. He even was in an Instagram live with Ty Dillon, so he's definitely becoming the face of NASCAR in a hurry. And good for him to do that. Shout out to Bubba Wallace for him doing that. I never thought he would do something like that. He's a very emotional guy. He's talked about depression, everything like that. So good for him to be able to speak out and for NASCAR to actually listen. So they're definitely been doing the right thing now, and definitely, like him stepping up like that, he's definitely gotten a lot of people's attention. He's been talked about all over the media, like mainstream media, like ESPN. He's been on CNN. He's been all over the place. And for him to do that, that's great for sport, and like as well as welcoming new fans. So definitely shout out to him for him doing this and him stepping out like that. I've gotten a lot of respect for him. No matter what he does, him doing this is just incredible. And it would be great to see him win a race. Imagine if he won a race, crowd will go wild as well. So, but yeah, about the news thing, that was definitely concerning when I first heard about it. I thought it was serious and it was true, and a lot of people on social media were They were very reactive to it. I'm not on social media personally. That is, yes, I have the Instagram to promote this channel, but that's not personal. But still, though, what happened with the news thing? I was definitely concerned. I was like, why would somebody do that? Like, I understood why somebody would, because of the fact that what he's been outspoken, and somebody may not like what he's saying. But apparently, ESPN, Marty Smith of ESPN, he said that, oh, it wouldn't be a fan because fans aren't allowed at that part of the track and the access is very limited. That the only people who would do this would be some like the teams and the crews and the cleaning crew. Anybody who works at NASCAR like has access to it, since the drivers, crew, all that, since it's been like limited access. But it wasn't a fan, and it wasn't anybody specific. Since it's been there since last October of 2019. So very good news that NASCAR and Bubba like specifically don't have to worry about that. But that does not take away from what happened on Sunday, though. At Monday at Talladega. Sunday the race was postponed due to rain. But what happened Monday was incredible. Every crew was standing by him. And that was just a great sight to see. And that's going to be one of the more iconic pictures, not just in NASCAR history, but maybe in like history of the world. Him like taking a selfie out in the car, the emotional moments, him hugging a lot of people, a lot of drivers. He even hugged Kyle Busch, among other drivers as well. Obviously, his best friend, Brian Blaney, was one of the first to come there. Richard Petty showing support as well. Like, it was an incredible moment, a sight to be sold. And the hashtag I stand with Bubba, and all the drivers were supporting him. And that was just a great sight to see. And I mean, and then later the FBI later said that, oh, it wasn't a noose, and that was just a good statement as well. But I don't blame NASCAR for them saying, oh, if whoever we find who did this, they'll be banned from the sport forever. Paraphrase, of course, and they'll be eliminated from the sport. And there's no reason for somebody to be targeting them. But again, later on, the FBI said, like I said, that nothing was there, and it was there already, and Bubba wasn't the target. I mean, there was even a picture by Wood Brothers Racing showing like a picture of the news when they were at the track as well. And other pictures were surfacing around the internet as well. Like NASCAR even released one of them of the news side of the track. But Bubba wasn't there. But who found out was one of his crew member told his crew chief, Jerry Baxter, who later told NASCAR and Phelps and O'Donnell, Steve O'Donnell, and all them. And then later they found out about it. But that does not take away from what happened on Monday night. That was just a great moment, a great sight to see. And good for Bubba to be able to do like what he's doing and keep it up. Especially, we don't want any more races in the sport, and everybody should feel welcome. And that was just a great sight to see. So definitely, like I said, he's definitely the hero for NASCAR to be able to step up and speak out like that. I mean, he mentioned before the interview that, the reason why the drivers couldn't talk before was because of sponsors, but now even sponsors are supportive, and as a result, him speaking out like that, that's just a great sight, and good for him, and for him, and Bubba, hopefully he wins the race, because that would be incredible. He's been running really well this year, getting a lot of top 50 finishes. He mentioned in the interview that he ran out of gas late, but he was running up front, even got pushed by Danny Hamlin for the lead early in the race. He led laps at Talladega, so that was just a nice moment there for sure, and just a great thing for Bubba to do. And NASCAR definitely listening more and more, and the fact that NASCAR wanted to eliminate, especially since they've been known for the stereotype. Oh man, we a silent sport. Wow, silent pride. Oh, we love NASCAR. We drink beers and I got to come flags. I apologize to those who have a certain accent, of course. But that's the thing. NASCAR's trying not to be that stereotypical sport anymore of just being a southern sport and all that other stereotypes, redneck sport, redneck and all that. But they're definitely just doing the right thing here. Obviously, like I said, it's not their fault that they had no idea that this was not intentional at first. And I agree with Phelps when he said, they should have used a legend, but it's not their fault that they may have gotten ahead of themselves. They're just trying to do the right thing. And NASCAR, they know what they're doing now with this leadership of Phelps and O'Donnell and all these other guys involved in the sport. So, yeah, they could have waited a bit, but I don't blame them for them doing this earlier, because they wanted to get ahead of this. They wanted to make sure that if there was a person, that they'd be caught right away and then get this thing over with. And fortunately, there was nobody involved, so nobody's going to be banned from the sport for life. And definitely NASCAR dodged a bullet there. But definitely they're being proactive as a result of this. They never would have been like this under previous ownership. But with Phelps and O'Donnell, they're definitely been doing some great stuff here. With Jim France, their CEO now. And they're definitely stepping up now and making sure nothing like that happens again. So good kudos to them for them doing this, and good for Bubba for speaking out as well. Shout out to NASCAR, shout out to Bubba, shout out to Steve Phelps and Steve O'Donnell for doing the right thing here and making sure that everything is going well and making sure racism is not in the sport anymore. I mean, that's the right thing to do. So And as a result, Bubba Wallace is a hero for like stepping out like that, putting himself on the line, and being vocal and encouraging others to be as well, which they have been. So, I mean, they even released a video like with all the drivers, him and other drivers speaking, like Chase Elliott amongst other drivers, Kyle Busch, Kurt Busch, Jimmy Johnson, Ty Dillon, Austin Dillon, Tyler Reddick, almost all the drivers spoke in that video. And good for them to be able to do that because they're in support of Bubba. And obviously, like, they're a whole big family, like Phelps said. So great for them to do this. And congratulations to Bubba for him getting all this support. And definitely will always support him because he's doing the right thing. And he's the hero NASCAR needs right now, especially to try to get more fans. To even like point Albert Kamara, even of the New Orleans Saints, who went to University of Tennessee, who Wallace is a fan of that school. So it encouraged a lot of new fans, and that's a good thing because NASCAR wants more fans, especially since their fan base is known for being older, and as a result, they need younger fans, and getting rid of the Confederate flag and not encouraging racism will definitely help and bring in new fans, which has already happened. In the interview, Wallace will say, "Oh, some of the fans were new, like from Atlanta." So definitely, it's been working out so far, and hopefully, we can move forward and not have any more like instances like this. So, that appeared to be bad, but no more racism in NASCAR is a good thing. So, and Bubba even like said, like it doesn't take away from what they did, despite the fact he found out there was no noose that it wasn't being targeted for him. So he is relieved, and NASCAR's relieved, and they're definitely going to get ahead of it to make sure nothing like this happens again. So very, very good for NASCAR, like I said, and to do the right thing, and Bubba to do the right thing as well. So shout out to them. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like, and if you are brand new, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.